Deb here, your spiritual cheerleader and mentor. Today we have my very good friend, my little sis Niurka. As I told you guys that we had part one and now we're going to do part two. And part two has to do with women. We're going to be talking about the book because Niurka also read the book from cover to cover. Hey! And Niurka, thank you for sending me that beautiful photo with the book, a beautiful pose that you had with the book. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Welcome.
Let's get into the book.
Mhm.
And I know you had texted me some comments while you were reading it. And one of them had to do when you were reading the dedication that I made to my mom, Mrs. Hyacinth Wilson.
Yes, I actually was impressed. I did not know your mom was so much into details about, personal appearance and the looks and her skin and the clothes. It was just really nice to know a little bit more about her, even though I had met your mom several times, but
Yes.
knowing so much about her afterwards, like, wow, she was really a classy lady. I really enjoyed
Yes.
reading that. So I had to let you know that.
And I appreciate that because this was my way of honoring my mom for all of the things that she taught me when I was growing up, which sometimes I didn't appreciate. I was like, what is this lady saying? But now at this age, I appreciate everything. I remember everything. And this was just a small way of me letting people know her the way how I knew her, and also to celebrate her, celebrate this woman of God and this woman that was strong and brave and very resourceful.
Yes, I saw that. How
And
she, made the little, little things that you wouldn't think about she would use to, use for her to improve herself, to improve her appearance and also the suggestions she always gave you,
yes, yes,
about how you should carry yourself,
right, right.
how you should conduct,
Filled
yourself.
with wisdom.
Yes, full of lots of wisdom. I
Yes,
agree.
and now today I am really embracing it and cherishing all those things that she taught me over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that you talked about was there were some parts of the book that really became a little personal to you, that touched you in a personal way. So
Yes.
let's talk about that.
Yes, definitely in your book, that's chapter on you,
Mm.
to focus on your beauty, focus on your strength. And also in regards to accepting yourself, the self-love. Sometimes, in my case, I would say that it took for me to get to my early 50s to realize that I'm just fine the way I am.
Yes, you
When you're in
are.
your 20s and 30s, you're looking for, and especially how I grew up, you're looking for that acceptance from somebody else, right? And sometimes you don't get it, or you feel that there's something lacking in you because someone is not liking you, someone is not returning the way you treat them or
Right.
whatever. But I have learned, with sometimes with ups and downs, and also um, you learn sometimes the hard way. I finally come to the conclusion, like, hey, there's nothing wrong with me. I am fine the way I am. You either learn to like me the way I am, or I'm just not the person for you to be friends with, or you just move on. So there's no reason for me to feel any less because this person did not like me, or
Right.
you just have to accept some people don't, some people are not meant to be together, or some people are not meant to be friends for a long time. And there's nothing wrong with that person, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that's the way life is. But definitely your book, and especially that chapter about your self-love and accepting yourself,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
really 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 spoke to me. And
Mm-hmm.
self-care.
Yeah, and self know too, because I know part of that whole process is was getting to know yourself. That's what I heard you say too.
Exactly,
Over the years, you have gotten to know yourself. Now you're comfortable with who you are, comfortable in your own
exactly.
skin.
Yes. Before, I was like, as I said, trying to maybe please somebody else or make somebody, accept me. And
Mhm.
now it's like, no, I am the captain of this ship. I decide I'm gonna decide what I want, what I would not accept. And it just be comfortable in my skin, just be comfortable with who I am with my quirks and my everything. This is Niurka. This is
That's
the
who you
only
are.
person. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And the
Exactly.
thing is, and you said something before, not everybody is going to like you. And that is okay. It's
Exactly.
okay for that some people don't like you. That
Yeah, before it was like, right, this person doesn't like me. And then you question yourself, but I wonder why, but I'm doing X, Y, Z. It's not about you. It's not what you, maybe that person is just in another time right now, in another space, and doesn't really have anything to do with you.
right.
So you just have to, hey, I did the best I could. It didn't work on, move on. But also, it comes with age. I understand that too. It comes with age. It comes with maturity. It comes with that soul search. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
usually, they always say that you learn something from every negative thing that happens. And sometimes it's hard to see it. But as time goes by, then you realize, at least in my case, my experience, I realized like, hey, yeah, that person maybe came in your life to show you A, what X, ABC. You didn't see it at the time, and you were so consumed with the feeling that the pain, of
Yes.
losing that person or whatever, or that person not accepting you. But as time goes by and the wound is healed, you can look back and say, well, you know what, this person did taught me this, which
Mm-hmm.
you can
Mm-hmm.
use into maybe another relationship with someone or another friendship. So
Yeah.
definitely,
Learn
but I
from
think
every
the most important thing is accepting yourself,
yes.
knowing your limits, knowing
Yes.
what your worth.
Right.
And your book, was as I was reading, I was just chuckling and nodding my head because it really really resonated in me.
That's
Yes.
wonderful. That was the whole purpose of the book, for women to understand their worth, to understand that, and to help them build their self-esteem and self-confidence and be comfortable with who you are.
Exactly.
Just be comfortable in your own skin. So yes, in you, that's why the chapter is entitled You, because it's all about you.
Exactly.
Focus on your beauty. Don't compare yourself, your life to others. Self love, self accept, self know, and self care. Because in all of this, once you get to love yourself, accept yourself, and know yourself, you are going to start caring for yourself. You're going to give yourself the best care ever.
Exactly.
We were talking about to each her own, and be you, do you, but who are you? Those are also part of that chapter, which I think is very important, because in the one that to each her own, I say, let's use our energy in positive ways to uplift, encourage, and build up each other, and not in negative ways to degrade, discourage, and to tear down each other. Let's love, treat each other with dignity, respect, and decency. Let's celebrate each other and accept who we are as individuals. And when we were talking before, you mentioned um, growing up, when people say things about you or to you that were negative and will make you feel some kind of way. And that's what this is about.
Exactly. Yes, and sometimes people say things without thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
okay, how is this person gonna feel? They're not even thinking They're not even thinking about that. They're not even looking that far ahead. They're just they want to express their opinion,
Right.
and sometimes these things can have profound effects on people. This could have happened. I can still remember a couple of comments here and there. I was maybe 8, 9 years old. And here I am now at 52, and I still remember. And of course, it takes years for you to sometimes get over
Yes.
certain comments that people make. not in sometimes from friends or family, as I said, not in that ill faith, but they just don't know that, hey, those type of comments are not appropriate. But it, again, it takes time and it takes experience to learn that, that we're not saying it in bad faith. um, I am who I am, accept me the way I am, and there's nothing wrong with me, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have all these qualities, and just embrace my myself, and keep moving forward. That's it. Sometimes it takes a lot of reflection, and I think it took me a little bit, to
But it
come
comes
to
back to words matter.
exactly.
Words matter. And that's why it's important for us to think what we say before we say. And as my mother would say, and I know I have it in the book, if you don't have anything good to say, just don't say it. If you're not going to say things to elevate people, don't say it. Yeah, if there's constructive criticism and the person knows that it's coming from a good place, people will accept that. But just saying things to tear down people is not the right thing to do. So we really need to watch what we're saying to people, because we don't know the lasting effect of those words on that person.
Exactly. It could take decades or a lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
to get
Mm-hmm.
over certain comments that people keep in the back of their minds.
Right.
I thought your book was excellent, addressing all those points. So definitely that was what those point the you definitely that chapter spoke to me a lot.
And then the part that the other sub chapter, under that chapter, that talks about be you, do you, but who are you? And you kind of talked about this before. Now you're being you.
Exactly. Exactly. Knowing yourself, knowing your limits, know what you're worth, and
Mm-hmm.
what are you expecting, what you're expecting to be, how you want to be treated. Yeah,
Right.
sometimes you accept less than what you really deserve
Mhm.
because of not knowing yourself, not knowing your capabilities, or doubting of your
Right.
capabilities.
Right.
You
Right.
are a certain way, but you like, I'm not too sure. But when you come to the realization, hey, there's nothing wrong with me. I am fine the way I am.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely. I think even your that new assertiveness. Uh, if you carry yourself in a certain way, then that attracts people to see you differently. So just knowing yourself, I think that's what I can walk away from your book, uh, being reassured that, hey, yeah, this is definitely good stuff. Nothing wrong
Nothing
with who I
wrong
am.
with being you. There's definitely nothing wrong with being you, doing you, do you, and knowing
Exactly.
yourself. And one of the things that I do say in the book is that when you know who you are, nobody can tell you who you are not. Because sometimes people want to tell, oh, you are this, you are that, and you're like, no, I'm not. That's what you think about me, but that's not
Exactly.
who I am. And you have to be really comfortable in your own skin to come to the realization that not everything people say about you is true, and you have to be able to tell them that's not me.
Exactly.
And not go with that doubt, wondering, well, I wonder, and this. No, I have no wonder. When you tell me something that I know is not me, I'm gonna tell you up front, that's not me. I'm not going to go and try to, oh well, maybe, no, maybe nothing. I know myself. I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses, I know my limitations. I'm not perfect, just like everybody. I struggle with certain things. So if you tell me something that I know about myself, I'm going to tell you, yes, you're right. But if you tell me something that about me that is not correct, I am not even going to entertain it.
Exactly. Same thing here. I definitely believe that too. Yep, that's how it is. You just have to learn to know yourself, and sometimes it takes some time.
Oh, yeah, it takes
Once you
time.
get there, hey, be comfortable with yourself, be confident in your choices and in the way your ideals, because it's there's nothing wrong with you.
And that's one of the things that I've found with women that I've talked to. When I talk to them, they don't know themselves. And I find myself pointing out things to them about them. And they look at me shocked. like, wait a minute, I'm telling you something about you you don't know. And it's
Uh-huh.
always good things because that's one of my God-given gifts. I can see good goodness in people, and I can see your strengths and your gifts, and I will point out things to people and they're shocked. And that's why in the book I write these questions about specific things, and I answered some of them, but you want to go to the book and really read those questions and see if you can answer, to see if you know yourself. Small things people don't know about themselves, women don't know about themselves. So that is the beginning of getting to know yourself. Little things about yourself, then you start to really build that self-confidence, that self esteem, and that self-worth.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree with you.
And two, one of the other things I wanted to bring up, to each her own. um, we're all different, and we have to respect that we are different, and don't try to force certain things on a person just because that's the way you are, that's the way you think. We just have to respect each other. So to each
Exactly.
her own. Allow me to be me and do my ways, and then I do the same towards you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Yeah,
mutual respect.
exactly. Because sometimes, personalities, I know in the household I grew up, I tended to be more passive. And sometimes when you're in groups with people that are more, aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
they tend to take over, but not necessarily because they take over, they're making the right decision or making the
Mm-hmm.
right call.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing I've learned with years and self, I guess, search.
Right.
Speak up, speak your mind,
Yes.
not because the person that is the loudest in the room is the one that's always right. Speak your mind. You can agree to disagree, and everything will be fine.
Yes.
Don't have that fear that, oh, I don't want to say much because what's going to happen. What's the worst that can happen?
And trying to fit in all
Exactly.
the time, and go along to get along, or
Yes, yes. And at the end, sometimes you get hurt that way too,
mm-hmm.
because your people assume that you are a certain way, and then you're not, but you're not saying much about it. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that I have found that, sometimes the hard way. But again, knowing yourself is always better.
I appreciate you sharing your thoughts on the book and how the book has helped you, or even reinforce certain things that you've been working on over the years, and reaffirm to you that you're moving in the right direction. And kind of, as you say, you were reading and kind of nodding your head, saying, mm-hmm. So that means that, and as you said, it took years. It took years, and everybody's, again, journey sometimes is different, even getting to know yourself. But you have to start somewhere. Some people
Exactly.
have done it before, have already comfortable in their own skin. They love themselves, they accept themselves, they know themselves, and they're taking care of themselves. Other people may be doing, working through those things. So I hope that this book continues to help people in that direction. It's women in that direction, where they
Yes, I
know
think
their
it is.
worth.
I mean, I find it a great resource, for to reinforce a lot of concepts that I've already reached to, already conclusion, sorry, that I've already gotten to. But definitely, you're doing an amazing job guiding women to learn more about themselves. That sometimes you are so busy with everybody else and you forget.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you forget self.
Exactly.
And you forget
Exactly.
self. And self is important. Yeah. So, Niurka, thank you so much again for sharing. And friends, ladies, if you have not bought your copy yet, please go to Amazon and order a copy for yourself or a loved one. You will be blessed. And this is going to help you be your best version at any age. That's what this is about. And friends, remember to go to Greatest Jesus in Me YouTube channel and subscribe now. Be blessed, and until next time.